Praise the Lord. This is another edition of Governance and Religion. In the immediate, previous episode, we answered a question on the role of human being and God in the selection of leaders. And we concluded that human beings have the power of proposal to God. God will never select a leader without the input of human beings. Human beings will recommend, will choose, and God will ratify. Most of the time, what we do as human is what God confirms or permits. It may not be the perfect will of God, but God will permit what the followers have decided. Because the voice of many people is the voice of God. That 1 Samuel chapter 8, when Israel demanded a king, verse 9, God spoke, said, now therefore, heed their voice. However, you shall solemnly forewarn them and show them the behavior of the king who will reign over them. Heed their voice. That is the attitude of God to decision of human being on who they want to rule over them. And therefore this morning, I want to inform us that we cannot afford to be complacent. We cannot afford not to be proactive on choosing the leaders that will lead us. A lot of religious people have decided to stay aloof and give up the responsibility. I'm not even talking about right. The responsibility of installation of godly people in position of authority. I made a call this morning to call us that one of the most important assignments that we have come to do on this earth is the institutionalization of godly people in leadership. Let me inform you that one of the greatest assignments a people, a nation can do is to install people after the heart of God in leadership. It is an assignment that affects our today and our tomorrow. It is an assignment that we cannot afford not to do. It is an assignment that we cannot afford not to be proactive about. I want to inform you that a wrong leadership or a wrong leader that comes into power will have effect on the person in the generation of the people that allow such person to come into power, and will have effect on their generations. If he has produced debt by fathers are asked on the children. If he had come up with a policy against God, the effect will go from generation to generation. That's why I want you to know one of the most important assignments. People think that we come to this world to marry, to give birth to children, and to work. Yes, it's one of the assignments that we have. But one of the most important assignments that we have as individual, as an entity, as people that know God, is the institutionalization of godly leadership. Most of the developed nation rose up to power. Mighty change occurred in them at the moment that the people decided to take their destiny in their hand and choose the godly leaders. They give it to the capitalists. They give it to some people before. And those ones are put in place government leaders that was oppressing them, pushing them down. For example, in 1900 in America, they put a son of a peasant to become the president. And that was a major turning point on the stronghold of the capitalist on the people of America. Why? The people rose up. Everybody contributed to this poor man. $1, $5. And they rose up. They work for the institutionalization of the right leadership. And today, the effect of that change is still being felt in that nation. I sincerely believe, God, that the time for us to rise up has come. Already, our Father in the Lord are already rising up. Recently, Pastor Adeboye came up that Nigeria needs a well-experienced and honest leader. And he even came out to mention former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi. That is his opinion. But it is telling us that we cannot, he said in the past, he used to support anybody and everybody. But now he's standing up for somebody. You too must stand up for somebody. And I see God helping our nation in Jesus' name.